Hi everyone, my name is Bailey and I'll be your teacher today. I live in Houston, Texas, which is in the United States, and I'm excited to teach you guys about the skeletal system. So let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is talk about what is the skeletal system. So it's pretty much the bones that make up our body. So we're going to look at this first bone and where it is. So this arrow is pointing to our head. So we're going to go look at the word bank and plug in these words into each line, corresponding with what bone it is. So I'll do an example. This first bone right here is on our head. So you're going to think, what bone makes up my head? And the answer is skull. So we're going to come down here and cross off skull, and then write it in the blank. So S-K-U-L-L. And make sure you're spelling it right. You can look down here, and it shows you how to spell it. Okay, let's go to the next one. So this one's pointing to our mouth. So what bone do you think makes up our mouth? The correct answer is mandible. So again, cross it off and write it in the blank. M-A-N-D-I-B-L-E. Alright, this next one is pointing to our shoulder area. So this bone is called the clavicle. So cross that one off and write it in the blank. C-L-A-V-I-C-L-E. This next one is pointing to the area on our chest. So it's the bone right in the middle. And this one is your sternum. So cross it off and write it in the blank. S-T-E-R-N-U-M. Okay, the next one is pointing to right here over our chest. And if you feel your chest, you can kind of feel it underneath your skin. It's called your ribs. So cross that off and write it in the blank. R-I-B-S. Okay, these next two are very similar, but they both have different names. So the one on the inside here is called the radius. So we're going to write that in this lower blank. R-A-D-I-U-S. And the outer bone is called the ulna. So we're going to write that one in here. U-L-N-A. Okay. Right here it's pointing to our fingers. So there actually is another name for fingers, and it is phalanges. So we're going to write that in this blank. And it's kind of a long word. P-H-A-L-A-N-G-E-S. Phalanges. Okay, the next blank is pointing to our knee. So what do you think this bone is called right here? It's called the patella. So cross it off. P-A-T-E-L-L-A. Alright, now we're in the legs. So this small little bone right here is called the fibula. F-I-B-U-L-A. And the big bone is called the tibia. T-I-B-I-A. And now we're at your toes. So you know how our fingers were called phalanges? Well, our toes are also called phalanges. So it can be a name for either fingers or toes or both. So we're going to write it again in this blank. Phalanges. Okay, now we got to go up here and do these 4. So let's start at the top. This bone is pointing to one that's kind of on your back. It's called the scapula. And that's the bone that kind of sticks out when you move your shoulders. So SCAPULA. And then we got to cross it off. Okay, this bone, the bone that makes up our upper arm, is called the humerus. So we're going to write that in there. HUMERUS. Okay, we got 2 left. This next blank is pointing to like our hips area. And the bone that makes up your hips is called what? It's your pelvis. So cross that off and spell it out. PELVIS. And last one, the part that makes up our leg and our thigh is the femur. FEMUR. And that completes the skeletal system worksheet. You guys did awesome. Thank you so much, and have a good day.